Council. Really appreciate it. Thanks for everything that you're doing, and thanks for coming in to present to us.
No
Found
worries.
that really helpful personally. Thank you.
Cheers. Any questions? Or?
No, we don't have time for
you
questions.
don't have time for
I'm
those?
sorry. I'm really sorry about that. We're in
That's
a tight
okay.
schedule.
Well, thank you.
So before I call Ross from Te Pai, I'd just like to request that members just stay on after the end of the hearings just for a 5-minute update on the process for tomorrow from the Chief Executive. Right, Ross, talk to us about Te Pai. Welcome.
Thank you very much. Probably not about Te Pai, but about the bid fund. So,
Okay. Wrong title here then, but you go ahead.
from Te Pai though.
Yep.
Kia ora koutou, thank you very much for the opportunity of talking with you today. I'm sure you guys are getting a bit weary after 3 days of presentation, so I appreciate your perseverance. I do have a slide hopefully coming up. Here today to discuss the support for City Convention Bid Fund. I don't know that. Yeah, I can do that. We can do that. I thought it was a great presentation. So, let's try and move that along. Soon. There you go. It was really great to see that the strategic framework had, in the long-term plan, highlighted business events as a key explanation to providing a thriving and prosperous city. What was disappointing, though, that the long-term plan doesn't have any convention city fund for 25 to 27, when we had $500,000 for 2024. We asked that fund be reinstated to the same level for Christchurch, New Zealand, for 25 to 27 to be able to try and fund best for city approach to bid for conventions for our city. And allow Christchurch to compete with Wellington and Auckland. As you may know, Wellington has a convention centre that's opened now, and Auckland opened their convention centre next year. And that also allows us to compete with Australia and other destinations. If we were to look at this conference, for example, it's a fictitious conference, but if we were to chase this event, we'd be chasing this event for 2026, not this year, out of the funds for this year, because conventions know where they're going next year, they know where they're going the year after. And we'd probably be competing against Auckland and against Wellington, and it'd be and probably one Australian destination. It'd be about $4 million worth for the city. The way the bids work is the city fund is used to support our bid. And for example, in this one, $30,000, we are able then to get matching dollar for dollar funding from Tourism New Zealand to support that as well. But it has to be matching dollar for the city fund. And the venue, whether it's us or whether it's the town hall or whether it's a hotel, would put some in-kind support, whether that's rental rebating or AV support or the like. So we put in $90,000 to try and get $4 million worth of economic value for the city. If we don't have the support from the bid fund, we can't access Tourism New Zealand bid fund. So our support comes down only to the venue fund. And then Auckland and Wellington do have access to funding and get access to Tourism New Zealand funding. The Australian venues have even more funding than we were able to get, but we would not be able to win this convention for our city. Most international conventions require some sort of funding. If you look at conferences, we know the economic impact of conferences, but they do smooth out seasonality of visitation to our city. 83% of Te Pai Christchurch business is between May and November. We bring visitors here when it's quieter in the city, outside of the traditional leisure tourism months. Provide a showcase for our Te Ao Māori. Just about every conference that we host, whether national or international, has a mihi whakatau at the start of that conference by Whiti Ora, part of Ngāi Tuahuriri, and they're an integral part of what we do. We give access to world leaders to our people. Asia Pacific Seeds was in our town only in November last year. We are world leaders in carrot seeds. 50% of the world's carrot seeds come from our region. They had access to world leaders to take them to show them their produce and their production facilities, sharing knowledge and ideas. We've got Royal Australasian College of Surgeons in there at the moment. Our surgeons are working with other surgeons looking for ways of doing things better. That's in our backyard. We showcase to the world what our business has to offer, whether that's through our own food and beverage, 222 local suppliers we use. Last night at the Royal Australasian College of Surgeons dinner, that was their gala dinner. They were entertained by local artists, a violinist, a guitarist and a vocalist from Christchurch showcasing themselves to these delegates in our city and getting paid for it, I might add. Conventions give us a chance to stand on the global stage. They give us a chance to puff our chest out and make ourselves be heard. Christchurch, New Zealand have had a fund since 22, so in the 3 years, there's estimated visitor spend has been about 46.9 million. 35 to 1 is the investment that they will invest in, only if they won't invest in anything under that. And if a bid is lost or an event is not held, we do not pay. It's 100% guaranteed return on investment. And without bid funding, we can't bid for international conferences. And without bid funding, as I said, we can't access Tourism New Zealand dollar for dollar funding. So I ask that you reconsider instating the $500,000 to Christchurch, New Zealand for the 25 to 27 years. Christchurch, New Zealand use that on a best for city approach for bidding and allow us to compete with Christchurch to compete with Wellington, Auckland, Australia and other destinations. Thank you.
Perfect. We've got time for one quick question from Andre.
Thank you. So the events you're talking about, as we know, provide a return of $35 to the dollar spent. Comparatively, the last Commonwealth Games provide an economic return of around $1 to the dollar spent. But as it stands currently, we're investigating Commonwealth Games bid and we're proposing to cut the very funds that provide a 35 to 1 return. I mean, what confidence does that give you in the sector that we're making smart investments that provide a return?
What I would say is you also, of course, I want you to bid at the convention bid fund. I think that's important. What I also think is to put Christchurch on the international stage and to be able to host an event of an international standard like the Commonwealth Games. It also allows us to puff our chests out and showcase what we've got to offer. Conventions, though, add a greater economic return than, say, a leisure tourist. The $35 to 1 investment is more than you're ever going to get on any leisure tourism investment.
So, Ross, thank you. Look, I've just got a quick one. The common comments that I hear out there is, why are different cities in New Zealand competing against each other with bids, and why don't we just have one national bid program? Can you give us an answer to that, please?
Because the value of the events for the city is so much that each of the cities understand what they mean and what they can bring to a city. So there's always going to be competition in relation to that. And if we aren't in that game, then the momentum that we've gained over the last few years, and we've started to gain that momentum, not only will it be lost, that momentum will go to our competitors. And our competitors are Wellington, are Auckland and East Coast Australia. Yeah, but
the School of Knowledge implies that an organiser of an event will play off each city against each other. Do you have a comment on that?
They're doing that now.
Yeah. Many years ago we did that. We held hands with other cities to try and work as a team until one of the others went out the back door and did the deal behind everybody else.
No.
So,
the thing that I would say is the events that are supported are international events. And so we're generally competing internationally. It's a bit like the Olympics. We would bid to be able to host for New Zealand, and then we'll go and take on those others.
Great. Hey, thank you. Thank you very much for your presentation. Right. So that brings us to the end. When we've cleared the chamber, we'll just have a quick update from, is it from Mary? Yeah. And we'll reconvene, we'll adjourn the meeting till 12 o'clock tomorrow.